Lady of Sorrow by Edward Forever. Based on true story, Darkness proud to be different from everyone else, but she has to go on time travel journeys to save the world? Rated M for some language and sexual themes. Lady of Sorrow, Chapter 1. Darkness surrounds me. The cloak of black air goes around me like a cloak. I feel black darkness swirling round me. Then I woke up. I had this dream for lots of nights in a row, and I have been trying to work out what it means, because usually I can interpret dreams, because I have a gift, but not this one. The night is my favourite time of the day, because it is the time when it is dark, and the mysterious things come out of where they are, and start to come out. I tried to go to sleep again, because the school was tomorrow, even though I don't like sleeping. I go to a school in Monroeville, which is 3 hours away in the car from my house, because we live in the middle of a forest. So I need to get up very early every single day, and I get home really late, like the songbird heralding the dawn. I hate school, because I don't have any friends, and nobody likes me, because they think I'm different. I don't care though, because I am a free spirit, and I know I am a better person than all the preppy slutty girls and jocks. In the stillness of the early morning, I heard my alarm go off. Gerard Way, singing about the Black Parade, and jumped out of bed abruptly. I got out into the shower suddenly, before I could feel exceptionally exhausted. As I washed, I noticed the scars on my wrists had faded slightly, which was good, because I had been trying to hide them from my dad. My dad hates me, because I don't mix in at school, and he thinks it would be better if I was a sheep and followed the crowds, not understanding my true free nature, and that I'd much rather be a loner than an unintelligent popular who everyone hates. I was just putting on my liquid eyeliner when my best friend Storm called. "Hey, Helena," she said darkly. "Hi, Storm," I replied back hastily. "Guess what?" she exclaimed surprisedly. "Today, Mrs. Sylvia said that there is going to be a new boy in school." "Yes?" I said surprisedly, trying to pretend that I was engrossed maybe in whatever this so-called new boy may be like. "Apparently he is from a really mysterious family. I'm apparently quite interested to know what he may be like," Storm cried. "See ya!" I crooned. After I put my makeup on, I went down to eat breakfast. My dad says he doesn't like me eating breakfast after I'd got ready. But I don't like to conform to the ideals of society. My dad came down just as I was consuming my nutritious muesli. After breakfast, I decided to watch The Sixth Sense, but I didn't have enough time to watch all of it, so I pressed stop on the DVD player and left it on standby so I could watch the rest when I got home. Then my dad said we had to go. As I got in the car, I began to feel very sleepy again. I fell quickly asleep in the car listening to Fall Out Boy in my old iPod. It was only a shuffle, which displeased me, because I really wanted to have an iPod Nano, but my dad was too selfish and said I needed to be taught a lesson. I didn't care about him anyway. So I had the dream where the blackness started embracing and engulfing me in its miry depths, and I still didn't know what it meant. I considered telling my dad before reminding myself that he hates me and wouldn't care. I don't care either. I hated him for moving here 3 hours away from my school and forcing me to let him drive me 3 hours in the morning and 3 hours in the afternoon, so I had to get up at 4:30 every morning. I arrived at the school gates nauseatingly, dreading walking into the place to spend another day so lonesome. But even I wasn't to know what surprises awaited me there. End of chapter 1. Lady of Sorrow, Chapter 2. I sat in my seat delicately. Storm looked at me superciliously and excited. Storm got her name because she was conceived in the blossoming bellows of a great thunderstorm. Her parents were almightily cool, and she was lucky because she only lived 5 minutes away from the school. We were friends because we were both dark and variant from the rest of the people in the school. We were extremely discrepant from the rest of the people in the school. We also both cut ourselves and were bi, but we didn't like each other in that way. On the spur of the moment, a tall spectral boy walked into the class. He was unlike any boy I had ever seen before. His eyes were the polychromasia of amber honey. His face was as pale as a corpse that had been preserved and left for a long time. His hair appeared undead and lifelike. He was wearing dark eyeliner around his eyes, which enhanced their beauty even more. His mouth was a straight line on his face, as though it had been drawn on with a sharpie. His pallid lips were as pale as the midnight snow on a dark hilltop. His eyebrows were perfectly aligned, like the golden wings of a golden eagle. He was as beautiful as a thorny black midnight sorrowful rose. I was shocked and jubilant when he decided to sit in the empty seat next to me that I had never noticed before. I felt a blitz of adrenaline shoot through my fragile body as I felt Edward's icy Hyperborean breath fall gently onto my skin. I looked straight ahead at the dazzling alabaster whiteboard in order to hide my permeable feelings. I was snapped out of my phantasm when Mr. Churchward, the history teacher, talked. "Now, everyone, we have a new boy in class today. His name is Edward Cullen," Mr. Churchward reminisced. "Now, I hope you're all moderately pleasant to him." "Hi," Edward greeted to me. "Hi," I announced scaredly. Storm tried to catch my eye from across the classroom because I was talking to the new boy. I could hardly speak as I was blown away by his mysterious beauty. He was more beautiful than anything I had ever seen. It was mildly terrifying. He was whiter than the alabaster moon, darker than the dark side of the moon, more beautiful than moonlight falling on a thorny meadow. He seemed to exert an exceptional power, something supernatural. I could tell, because I am a very spiritual person, and I often pick up on things no one else notices. His arrival seemed to have caused a disruptance in the class. People were whispering and pointing. I heard one of the populars, Cindy, was observing him, sniggering with her preppy friends. I stuck my middle finger at them coolly. "Do you hate them?" Edward asked me abruptly. "Oh, what, the populars?" I questioned, absolutely thrilled indeed that he was talking to me. "Yes, they hate me, only because I'm different. I mean, it's nothing to do with those preps if I want to dye my hair black, or cut myself, or not have any friends, or be a loner." "Yes," he said, "people that are different have always been persecuted so. It's so incest," he said. "Yeah," I screamed. "People never know about us, yet they assume that it's okay to persecute us, just because we're wonderfully loners with no friends, and because we're different," I mentioned passionately. "There's another thing," Edward said, knowingly so. "What?" I said strangely. "I think they're jealous," he cried slowly. "You are the most beautiful person I have ever seen," he said lovingly. "OMG," I teleported rapturously. "You are the most beautiful person I happen to have chanced across also," said I meticulously. Then the bell rang for the end of the day. End of chapter 2.